What's up? How's everyone doing? My name's Mike. I'm gonna get right to it today. Today I want to talk about this idea of people who just believe that things are not meant to be, or that things are just not supposed to happen. Kind of this defeatist mentality. There we go. People with a defeatist mentality. Believe me when I say that this is one of the things that bothers me the most about people. Like, I try not to judge. I try to like live and let be. I try to allow people to have their own thoughts and opinions, and I try not to let it bother me too much. But this is one thing, every time I hear it, I'm just like, it's hard for me not to say anything. And if you're the kind of person who finds yourself saying this often, I would challenge you to like really sit and think about why it is that you keep finding yourself in a position to say this thing, and why it is you actually feel like you can't achieve or you can't do or you're not able to, like, who's telling you this? Who's actually telling you this? Because it's probably not you. You're probably hearing this from somebody else and you're taking it as truth. Or maybe something happens and it's like, instead of even trying, you just give up, right? So actually, you know what? Speaking of that, there's like a study that was done. I took psychology in college, right? I got a big brain. I know stuff. There's a study that was done. I'm sorry, I'm stupid sometimes. But there's a study that was done on dogs, um, where it's like you put a dog on a leash, right? And I'm paraphrasing this entire medical study or the psychological study, but you get the point, right? You'll get the point. You put a dog on a leash and you open the door and the dog tries to go out the door. And because it's on a leash, the dog can't get out the door. It's like the leash, it's like you're walking, and you're just like, oh no, I can't go anymore. I'm stuck on a leash, right? So the dog eventually realizes that even though the door is open, it just can't get out the door. It doesn't even try anymore. So what happens is, once it hits that point, you take the leash off the dog, you open the door, dog doesn't even try to go anywhere. There's no leash on the dog. This dog is free. This dog is home free. It can go explore in the world if it wants to, but it doesn't even try, because in its head, in the dog's head, it's like, what's the point? I'm just gonna get stuck. I'm just gonna get stuck here, right? So I think this is what happens with a lot of people, is they have a vision, they have a goal, and maybe they've tried 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and eventually they hit that wall where you just don't really see progress anymore, or you hit that point where maybe you make a little bit of progress and then progress like really slows down, and you just start to tell yourself like, maybe it's just not in the cards for me, or it just wasn't meant to be. And I'm literally cringing. I am cringing saying these words out loud because I cannot stand those phrases. Oh, it just wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't meant to be. All those other people got lucky. I'm just not lucky like them. You make your own luck. If you don't understand that you make your own luck, you're going to give up on a lot of things in life. I'm telling you, you're going to give up on so many things in life. And the same way that other people can get lucky, you can too. You're a person, believe it or not. You are a person just like everybody else. I'm a person just like everybody else. I've gotten lucky. I've gotten unlucky. But guess what? I put myself in positions where I'm more likely to get lucky than I am in positions to get unlucky. That's why I get stuff done. Anyway, yeah, it's like, why are you allowing yourself to convince yourself that you can't do something? Why would you ever allow yourself to convince yourself that something's impossible or outside of your reach? Why would you ever allow yourself to go down that train of thought? Because that's a slippery slope. I'm telling you, that's a slippery slope. Because it starts with something small. Oh, I can't reach that. Oh, I can't do that. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, I'm not able to do that. It turns, so it starts as like there's a barrier that prevents me from doing this, and it turns into I'm the barrier that's preventing me from doing this. And you start like self-justifying all these reasons as to why not to do things that you actually want to do. It's like if it's snowing outside and you love sledding and it's snowing, it's perfect sledding weather. Sometimes you're like, oh, I can't find my gloves, I can't find my mittens, I can't find my snowshoes, I can't find my hat. Oh man, my glasses are fogging up like crazy. Oh, I gotta walk 20 minutes. You know what? I just it's not in me today. It's just not in me today. It's just too much. That's all it takes? That's all it takes for you? Go to the store, buy some new mittens, buy a new hat. You know, I don't know. I don't know about the snowshoes. I don't know if you can just go out and buy snowshoes like that, but figure something out. Wrap your feet in plastic wrap and put normal shoes on. I don't know if that'll work, but like, I'm sure someone's tried it. I guess the point is that once you have a defeatist mentality, you automatically find ways not to do things. But if you have like an abundance mindset and a growth mindset, and if you heard those words and you started to cringe and you started to question like where I'm coming from, you need to do some self-evaluation. If you hear those kinds of words and you're thinking like, oh, okay, he's one of those guys. No, 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 no. You need to figure yourself out. Because I used to be just like you. Yes, I did. It used to bother me to no end when people would talk about just have a growth mindset, just think positive. That used to bug me so much because I was like, you don't know what I'm going through. You don't know what's in my head right now. You don't know the struggles that I go through. But I promise you, most of the struggles in your life are self-imposed. And if you just didn't allow yourself to make things more difficult than they had to be, your life would be a lot easier. I guarantee you. Because we all know that person who just seems to like do everything they want all the time, who seems to get whatever they want all the time, who just seems to be on like this war path of I'm going to do what I want when I want and nothing's going to stop me. And then they do. And even if they don't, then they don't do 1 out of 10 things. They still got to do 9, but because they had that goal of doing 10 out of 10 things, they accomplished 9. You have a goal of doing 10 out of 10 things and you end up doing 1. They do 8 more things than you, and they're upset that they missed the 1. You're happy that you got the 1. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. That's like, I don't even have words for it. But I'm telling you, like, I've just seen so many people that are so convinced at first that they're going to do something. And as soon as things start to get difficult, as soon as things go from that like entry level kind of getting onto my feet, and then you start to actually get into rough waters and dealing with the meat and potatoes of whatever it is you're going to do, they just give up on it. They're like, oh, I didn't think it'd be so much work. You know what you're getting yourself into. Don't give up halfway. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just really, really gets to me. Because I see people that are like much smarter than me, much more talented than me, and like much more, honestly, in much better positions in life than me. And so much more hardworking than me. But they're not getting half the things I am. Because they don't allow themselves to get the things that I am. You know what I mean? I notice this especially with finances. People are afraid of making money, is what it feels like. People are like genuinely afraid of expanding their wealth and their financial, like, I don't know. I don't get it. I get it, like you work hard for your money, you don't want to lose it. But at the same time, if you're talking about, oh, I want to be financially free, I want to be able to travel the world, I want to have this, I want to have that, I want to be able to like have a house to raise my kids in, well, you think it's just going to fall in your lap? If you're saying no to every deal and you're finding excuses not to buy a house, How are you going to buy a house? And I mean, it seems obvious. It sounds like I'm speaking down to people with this, but I see it all the time. So like, am I really speaking down to anyone? Because it keeps happening. So yeah, I mean, if you feel like you're the kind of person who just never seems to get what they wanted, if you seem like the kind of, or if you associate with this feeling of like chasing a dream, there it is. If you feel like you've been chasing a dream for the longest time and you just need your lucky break, you just need that one big break, you just need the one thing, you need to reevaluate what you're doing and start creating more opportunities for yourself. And that's hard. Because when you are actively working on creating opportunities, you open yourself to the idea of failing. When you're actively going out and putting in the work, that's time and energy that you could be doing anything else with. You could be watching Netflix, you could be playing video games, you could be going out to the bar, going out partying, hanging out with your friends. But instead, you're working on checking the market, seeing if there's any new listings available. You're calling your friends, seeing if they know anyone who's trying to sell a place. You're, getting a pre-approval letter from a bank because you want to see if you can get a better rate or get pre-approved for a higher mortgage. Most people like won't do that. They'll do the bare minimum possible. And if the bare minimum doesn't get them what they want, they decide that it's just not going to work out for them. Don't be that person. Please. Please, don't be that person. Allow yourself to get the things that you want in life. Well, that's all I got. Um, I hope I gave you something to think about. And again, if you are the kind of person who can really associate with what I was talking about, I challenge you. I challenge you to just do some self-reflection and see if you really want it. Do you actually want it, for one? And then for two, if you actually want it, what can you do that you're not currently doing to get there? It's going to force you to be real honest with yourself, but it's worth it. And on that note, I hope you have a good rest of the night. I know I will. Until next time.